More with UNI head basketball coach Ben Jacobson as we're talking UNI Panther hoops. Coach, you have 4 guys that are averaging 8 points per game, and then A.J. Green, the freshman, averages about 15 per game. Scoring-wise, offensive-wise, do you like the balance, and are you looking for a couple of those guys to maybe try and get up into double figures? Yeah,
and that has been one of our challenges. At times a bright spot in terms of what we're doing, Brad, but it's also been one of our challenges from the standpoint of Austin and Taiwan just having different starts to the year this year. Taiwan coming off the back-to-back injuries, and then Austin being out with his medical condition, and working those guys back in as we started to play games after not having them in the practices leading up to the start of our season. And so there's been a couple challenges there with Ty and with Austin. Ty is getting closer all the time, and we're starting to see some more things from him on the practice floor. And as we were working those guys in and out of the lineup, certainly there are some challenges to that with the guys that have been practicing together, and now we throw a couple guys in there that haven't been in as many practices. So that's been part of offensively for us, going back and forth a little bit between some really good play and then struggling at times. And so we're at a point now where Ty's getting healthier, where Austin has not been in practice and has not played, and we're talking about potential redshirt with Austin now, and so sorting some of those things out. I think our offense will get better as those things become a little bit clearer. And then strictly from an offensive standpoint, Brad, we've got to do a better job of moving the basketball side to side. It's regardless of what you're running at the offensive end of the floor, if you give the defense enough opportunities to make a mistake, they a lot of times do. And then you're going to get into some games against some teams that are really good at both ends, and they're really good defensively. And so you've got to be even a little bit sharper. But generally speaking, no matter what you run, if you do it well enough and you give yourself some time and get the basketball side to side, given enough opportunities, you'll usually find a crack in the defense, and we haven't done that well enough yet.
Coach, you got a couple of seniors in Miles Winzine and Wyatt Lohaus really helping kind of set the tone in practices in these road trips. We've got a story coming up on Wyatt, but what are you seeing out of both of your seniors here early in this senior year?
Yeah, they're both doing a good job, and they're in different spots. Wyatt is a fifth-year senior, and he's been a part of so many terrific things that have happened with our program over the course of the last 4+ years. His leadership has been very valuable. He's playing, as we started, man, he's playing as good as he has played in his entire career, and that goes back to his preparation. And Miles is a lot the same in terms of his preparation. He loves being in the gym. He loves working on his game. So those two guys have set a great example for us in terms of the dedication to their time outside of practice.
All right, here's a look at that story on UNI Panther basketball senior Wyatt Lohaus.